share. Today, I am so excited to share with you a word from my heart. A word from my heart. The other day, I was at work, and one of my co-workers gently put forward a question to me. And for a moment, I was really excited to answer the question because I guess she was just saying hi to me, but it was in her own way that she was saying hi. And she braggingly said to me, "Sherye, what do you know?" And I perched over the desk at work where she was, and I said to her, "I know that I need some Jamaican food. I know that I want to rest. I know that I'm tired. And I also know that I want to cuddle and huddle my husband." And I left where she was. And I went around the corner for something to come back around where she was. And instantly, it's like a boulder hit me in my head. It's like one of those moments where you have the lightning flashed in front of you and you had to wake up out of a dream that you were. And immediately the thought came to me and said, "Sherye, that's not what you know. You did not represent the question properly. You have to give it another go." And so I went back to her and I said, "You know something? You just gave me a sermon. And today I am here to share with you what I really know." And if you're listening today, my dear co-worker, thank you for that opportunity to pour and worry my conscience of the representation that I should have made that day. And I am here to apologize for responding that way. But here I am today, coming to you to respond in the way that I knew I should and the way that I have ought to answer that question. And this is what I know. I know that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. I also know that He is the one that died for us. I also know that if I sin, He is my advocate. He is my Savior. He is my Lord and my deliverer. I also know that He's my comforter, my friend in times of trouble, in times of need. I also know that He is my bridge over troubled water. I know that when I fail, when I falter, when I messed up, I know that He is able to give me forgiveness and set me on the right path. I also know that He's my sustainer, my deliverer, my king, my peace, my everything. I also know that He saved anything that is dead and broken and bewildered. I also know that He is my Jehovah Jireh, my Lord, my King, my God, my Savior, my friend, my healer, and my deliverer. I also know that He's a Prince of Peace. I also know that when I go to Him with a little trouble, He can soothe my pain. I also know that He is the one that commanded and this world came into existence. I know that He made man into His own image. I know that He is the one that you can relate to for every situation that comes your way. I also know that when you have any little thing, any trouble, any anxiety, anything that causes you to be depressed or sad, I also know that you can talk with Him in silence, in your closet, in any situation, any part of your life. You can call to Him. I know that He will hear you. I also know that if you are a sinner and you need a Savior, you can pray to Him, you can confess, and He will save you. I know that He is the one that says, "My child, knock and it shall be open. Seek and you shall find, and the door will be open." I know that He's a sinner's best friend. I know that when no one else can, He he will. I know that when you cannot understand, when you don't see his hands, you can trust his heart. I know that if anybody deal you wrong, he can deal with them for you. You don't have to fight the battle for yourself. I also know that if someone made one hair, one jot, or one tickle touch you in any way that he didn't allow, he can stand victorious for you. I also know that the Bible tells me that David, a sinner, a wretched sinner that planned murderous, he was a murderer. And I also know that the Bible tells me that he was a man after God's own heart. My sister, my friend, thank you for asking me that question, because without that question, I would not be able to come to you today to let you know that Jesus Christ is a winner man. He is fighting all the world, all the war that you see going on right now. It's just but for a time, because he that is coming will come and he will save you if you give your life to him. I also know that you can travel around this world and you can plan, you can plot, you can divide, you can do what you want to do. When Jesus says it is enough, he is going to step in right on time. I also know that when my life feels like I'm not worthy, when my life feels like I'm undone, when I feel like I can't go on, I also know that he's my strength and my rock and my peace and my hope. I know. So ask me the question again, if you will. What do I know? I know that when my body is riddled in pain and sickness, I can call to him and he can send relief and healing. I also know that when the situation in my life seems so dark and I cannot see my way clearly and I reach the end of myself, I also know that he will carry me. I also know that when I don't understand, I also know that he can make me understand. I know that there is no mind that is too dull that it cannot be made brilliant. I also know that there is no situation that is so dead that it cannot be resurrected. It cannot be raised. I also know that whatever life you're enjoying right now because you feel happy and you're comfortable in that state, I know that he can give you bigger and better. I know that he can say, come, see a man, and you can go to him and he can help you with all your problems. I also know that when your bank book is empty and when your relationship seems like it's not going to work out, I also know that when there is no way out, he will make a way for you in the wilderness. I know. So what do I know? I know that he's my king. I know that he's my savior. I know that he's the one that is carrying me. On one salary, he's carrying me. I also know that when I don't have, he can provide. I also know that when that woman with the issue of blood that travels for 12 long years, she was in the wilderness of sickness and no money and no healing came her way. I also know that when she heard the rambling outside on the road in her community, and when she went and looked through the window, she saw the thickest of crowd following a man that was going to heal Jairus' daughter. I also know that she came out of that house with faith. The faith that was wrapped up in her bosom, the faith that was her friend. For years she's trying so hard. I also know that she came out of that house with faith. And when faith hit on an encounter with Jesus, virtue left Jesus and went to her, and she was healed. I also know that Jesus can heal your sickness. Jesus can take your sins and throw it in the bottomless pit, and he can remember them no more. I also know that when Jonah was in that whale's belly for 3 days, I also know that he allowed that whale to spit out Jonah, and Jonah was able to go and do his work. I also know that when the children of Israel saw the mountains on that side and saw the river in front of them and saw the army behind them, and I also know that when they throw the hands and gave up. And they said to Moses, wasn't it that there was no grave to bury us while you carry us to kill us? I also know that Jesus spoke to Moses and said, lift your rod over that sea. And the Red Sea was parted, and the children of Israel walked through the Red Sea, untouched and harmed on dry land. But as soon as they crossed over and the army behind them came to venture and to get them, I also know that the river, the same waters cover them, and they died. I also know that he's my power, he's my healer, he's my deliverer, he's my friend, he's my rock of ages, he's my strong tower. I also know that when I am weak and weary, he can carry me. So ask me again, my friend, what do I know? I know that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. And if you but just give your life a chance in his hand, I also know that whatever you are right now, he will take you and he will make you into a prince and a princess for his kingdom. So ask me, what else do I know? I know in whom I believe. I know that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor power. I also know that no one, nothing, nowhere can touch this body unless he allows it. So no one like Jesus. I also know, my sister, I also know, my friend, that no one like Jesus can touch a life and it is changed perfectly. I also know that if you but just give your life to him, he will give it a brand new start that is second to none. That's what I